Hi, beautiful people. Welcome to today's 40-day journey of positivity and productivity. Today, we are diving into a topic that's at the heart of lasting motivation, that is purpose. Have you ever had days when you wake up and you're feeling uninspired? Trust me, I have. When every task feels like a burden and all your goals seem to be far away. Oh, come on. It can be so daunting. But after this 40-day journey, hopefully we'll wake up with positivity and with a spirit of productivity to go about doing our work. The secret to staying consistently motivated is just discipline and willpower. And that means you're having a strong sense of purpose. Once you have a strong sense of purpose with whatever you're doing, you're going to be so engrossed in it. You're going to be so happy doing it. You wouldn't even feel like you're working. So when you are deeply connected to the why, that is the purpose of doing something, and you're pushing through each obstacle, it becomes easier. It becomes easier. You don't need to be motivated. The purpose, the reason, trying to reach your end game becomes your motivation. So motivation doesn't have to be forced when you're having a meaningful reason behind your actions. Today, we want to explore why purpose fuels motivation, and how to find your own refined sense of purpose, how to reconnect with purpose during difficult moments. All right, let's dive straight in. So, why does purpose fuel motivation? Think of purpose as the engine of a car. Whenever an engine, no matter what, how much, without the engine, no matter how much fuel or energy or time or resources, you won't be able to move forward. So you are in the car, but you can't go anywhere because the car isn't powered. Purpose is what drives us. It's what keeps us going. Even when things are getting tough, it gives us some clarity as to why we do what we do. Consider the difference between two people running a marathon. One is running just to burn calories, and the other one is running to raise funds for a sick child. Who do you think will have the stronger motivation to keep going when they get exhausted? Yeah, you guessed it right. I'm just thinking to myself now how someone who is morbidly obese or also having health problems because of their size would be tempted to give it their best go when they are running to burn calories. But yes, naturally, for the person who is doing it so that someone else, a life can be saved, they're really activating something that is innate within human beings, and it will be difficult to get exhausted. Even when they do, there's more likely a team that is there to motivate them so that they can push forward. So purpose makes challenges meaningful, right? You're running the marathon, it's challenging, you're out of breath, your muscles are aching, your leg feels like, let's have a break, madam, but you're pushing through it because of the purpose of the journey. So instead of getting frustrated, it rather makes it meaningful, and everybody loves a meaningful activity, right? So it turns your obstacles into stepping stones instead of roadblocks. If you're running a marathon and you see 5 kilometers more, it can be daunting. There's no audience, nobody really cares, or you don't really care. It's just, oh, I heard there was a marathon, I just wanted to join, at least I've burned some calories, it's okay. Versus you winning could actually lead to some award money that will be very, very crucial for someone else's surgery, a child's surgery. You'll tell your legs, hey, carry me one last time and let's box on. So there was a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist called Viktor Frankl. I hope I'm getting the name correctly. And he wrote about his experiences in the concentration camps in his book, A Man's Search for Meaning. He observed that those who had survived unimaginable hardships weren't necessarily the strongest physically, but those who had a reason to live, whether it was family, whether it was unfinished work, or a deep belief in something greater. As a Christian, it takes my mind back to the stories of Paul, all the persecutions that he was going through. He was still able to box on. He was even encouraging other people in the prison because he felt that he had been arrested for a greater cause, and the story of him being there was even still glorifying God. So it gave him strength to continue. So Victor is famously quoted to have said that those who have a why to live can bear almost anyhow. Once you have the why, you can bear almost anyhow. I'm happy that we started the series with the why. Once you have the why in place, the how comes. This applies to every aspect of life. If you do not know why you're working on a goal, your motivation will dwindle. But once you know why, you'll stay strong in your motivation. And even when things get difficult, hey, you'll box on. So how to find or refine your sense of purpose? How do we do that? Now we have the why. We have the purpose. How do we refine the sense of purpose? Many people struggle with the idea of finding their purpose because they think it has some grand, world-changing mission. Like, oh, I have to save, like Mother Teresa did, I have to save children in poverty and bring them out. That is good. But purpose doesn't have to be that big. You can just make a personal one. 3 questions that you can ask to discover your purpose. What excites you? What's exciting for me? What gives me energy? There's one thing that you can do, even if no one is sharing you on yourself, you are motivated. You love it so much that you do it anyway, without an audience, without anything. Let me tell you a secret. That's actually how I feel about this blog. That's how I feel about telling you about these things. Because even if no one else watches it, and I can get my little sister to watch it, it's something she can come back to every time. Even if in times that I'm down, the same nuggets of wisdom that I'm sharing, if I can come back to it and it will motivate me one day in my own voice, that's enough. So I'm grateful for the opportunity that YouTube gives, that I can share it with even other people. So that excites me. That gives me the energy that I need. Think about moments that you have truly felt alive. What were you doing? What activities makes time fly? You're like, oh, it's midnight. Yeah, not scrolling, doom scrolling through social media, I hope. Okay, so the second question will be, who or what do you care so deeply about? Is there a cause, a group of people? Like I gave an example from concentration camps. So there could be people whose grandfathers or great grandfathers survived the Holocaust, and as Jews, they've made it now their life's purpose to make sure that we don't spread hate, that people believe in synergy, that there isn't anti-Semitism. So for someone with that family history, that alone shapes their purpose, or what they want to do to help other people. Sometimes our purpose is tied to helping others. Like we said earlier, it doesn't have to be grandiose, but then it could be personal, or it could be just helping others, right? So what problems do you want to solve? Is there something in education, some innovative solutions, even at your workplace? Maybe you're from a different industry, you've come into another one. In as much as you are learning from them and you appreciate that things are different, you're just wondering, could we do this a bit differently, like the way they used to do it in my previous industry? And you come up with a solution that will resonate with the team, and then you're able to work it out. It can be your purpose. It can be your purpose in the company to start a certain mission on mental health, maybe because of your own personal experiences, or because of what a family member has gone through. You advocate for that. Okay, so I hope the examples are clear. So another example I would mention is Steve Jobs. His purpose wasn't just to build computers. He had a deeper mission, which was to empower creativity. So you'd realize that the iOS allows room for other people to create apps. So it's one computer or one device, but then there are so many ways to add on to it, right? So it's not just about one thing, here, take it or leave it, it does this and this for you, but it gives an opportunity to download or add many more applications to it that in turn can be used for other things, right? So whilst he was empowering creativity and changing the world through technology, and that purpose drove him to keep going, and even after being fired from his own company. That's the really interesting. I've been hearing a lot of it recently, so I wanted to put it in here. If you haven't heard it already, like I didn't a day or two ago, then you go and research more about that and how he overcame that, because that's a classic act, honestly. So your purpose doesn't have to be revolutionary. We said that already. It's your purpose. You are working on it, so it has to have deep meaning to you. That's the important thing. Right. So, reconnecting with purpose during difficult moments. But let's even take little things like when we break our lives down to yearly goals. At the time of writing it, at the end of the year, when we are so grateful that we are alive to see a new year, we are so grateful that we are alive to experience the rebirth of a year. Then we are like, oh, next year, God willing, I'm gonna do this and that and that and that and that. In writing the goals, it's so easy, it's so simple. It's like, oh, I'm gonna join the gym, I'm gonna make sure I'm back to my size 8. I'm gonna the women comment below the things you've been saying year on year on year. But then sometimes it gets difficult. Right about dare I say April? Tell me if I'm on point. Right about April, it starts getting difficult. So when it starts getting difficult, how do you reconnect? Right. So even with a strong purpose, there will be difficult days, and these days can creep in, and it can make you feel overwhelming, or the motivation is nowhere to be found. You said it, but accounts will tell you, yeah, I'm kind of my boy. So when you get to the part of life, you have some practical tips to reignite the purpose when you feel unmotivated. So remind yourself of the bigger picture. You remind yourself that going to the gym is not just for a size 8 body. Going to the gym will actually make you healthier, that it will actually give you the chance to spend more time with your kids. Going to the gym is going to do more for you than less. Motivate yourself. Yeah. So in closing, let me say this. Motivation fades when it's just about your own willpower. It will fade, right? But once you reconnect to a deeper purpose, your purpose will be your anchor. So let your purpose continue to be your anchor. Let your big sister Reynaissance Kiki continue to be your reminder. So hit the subscribe button, like this video, and whenever you feel lost, return to the purpose and you find your way again. It's been a great episode. I look forward to meeting you once again. Stay with me on this series. It's going to be 40 days of productivity and positivity, and we have only gone through day 1. Right. See you again in the next episode. Stay tuned. Be blessed. Bye.